Hey, welcome to my channel where I talk about dolls, and that's literally it. And in this video, I'm going to be reacting to the new American Girl doll, limited edition Wednesday Addams, a collaboration with MGM Studios. And as you can see by the dolls behind me, she would fit really well with my collection, which is kind of annoying. But I'm hoping that a lot of you will enjoy her as much as I do, based on pictures and everything like that. So before I go any further talking about the doll, let me show you the doll, just in case you haven't had a chance to get on and see what she looks like yet on the website. Because at the time of uploading this video, she will have already gone live, but I'm recording a little bit ahead of time. I always have to give that disclaimer because sometimes I may be missing or off with some of my information, and that's just why. So, like I said, she's going live today, which is Monday, July 21st. She's going to be released just to the Berry tier members of the Berry Rewards, and then tomorrow, Tuesday, she'll be available to all Rewards member tiers, and then Wednesday, I guess the third day of release, she'll be open to everyone. And this particular doll is going to be released on Amazon. I'm assuming it'll hit Amazon on the Wednesday when it hits all the tiers, let's say, open to all. And I'm in Canada, and I'm not sure if she's going to come to Amazon Canada. I would imagine she would, because being a collaboration with MGM, Amazon, I guess there's an affiliation there. That's why she's going to be sold on Amazon as well. And I can't see any reason why she wouldn't come to the Canadian site, but I'm just saying, you never know, because it also says that she's not going to be sold internationally to Canada. But when they say that, I think they're just talking about Canadians or international collectors can't buy from the site. Amazon's a different game, though, I think. So anyway, there are 6,000 pieces. I don't know if I made that clear. And she is $295. I'm assuming, license fees just going to be a little bit higher, even more than the recent Barbie dolls, because MGM is a completely not Mattel affiliated company, if you know what I mean. And so now to go back to the doll, which is the most important part, here she is again, just in case, just because I'm going to be talking about her details a bit more. And for me, to anyone who's seen my other videos and knows who I am, like my taste as a collector, they'll know that she's a perfect doll for me, because not only am I obviously a fan of the Wednesday character and aesthetic by the dolls behind me, I love gothic dolls. I love dolls with black hair. I talk about it ad nauseum. My apologies if this is not the first time you're hearing me say that. And so I would say this doll is almost perfect. There's just one little beef I have with it, and it's not even a beef, and I'll explain why, is that she is, as you can see, they've used the Josefina mold again. And I've been talking about the Josefina mold a lot, because I think in almost every release, maybe every release that's come out, at least in these last couple months, they've used the Josefina mold on at least one doll. And I've been talking about it, how annoying it is, because I knew that the mold wasn't done being used. And she's still not done. So this is not the last Josefina mold doll to come out. A little heads up. Not even the last limited edition doll with this mold to come out, so heads up. But this is the one time, I don't know if forgive it is the right word, but this is the one time I actually think they chose the right mold for her, because, this is based on the Netflix Wednesday, it should be obvious. And I think this is the best mold that they could have used for Jenna Ortega's, I don't want to say likeness, but at least to suit her face the most. Because I have had time to sit and think about what mold I would have chosen, my dream mold, I guess, for Jenna Ortega's Wednesday. And I do think after sitting with it that this would be the most appropriate mold. So I'm not mad that they chose Josefina, and even though I will never say that probably ever again about any other doll that they ever make, but somebody really loves Josefina mold, or she just sells really well. Whatever it is, I don't work there, I don't know, so your guess is as good as mine. And to talk a little bit more about what I love so much about the doll, there are a couple things I want to point out again. So, like I said, she's black hair, dark brown eyes, freckles, and I love black hair on dolls. And the thing about American Girl, when they have dolls with black hair, it's usually like a mix of black and brown. So it's almost like a dark brown rather than a actual black hair color. But this time, this is probably the blackest hair we're ever going to see American Girl make. It might even be blacker than their old, like, Truly Me 4 and not Truly Me 11, but the Just Like You dolls that had actual black hair. This looks to be even blacker. And I love that I know it has to be braided because it's Wednesday Addams, but I just love that hairstyle, bangs, braids, black. So I do think this is, even if I didn't love the character, which I obviously do and all that stuff, I would still really be excited I would have a high praise for this doll. And on the website, they mention dark brown eyes. And so I'm thinking, because thinking of the doll that I have here beside me, this is it may look like Kaya because it's the Kaya wig, but it's on the Pleasant Company Josefina, so the original Josefina. So that eye color is referred to as brown, I believe. So I'm thinking, hoping, that the dark brown they're referring to is Kaya brown, because Kaya has the darkest brown out of all my American Girl dolls, and I've done eye swaps and stuff like that. Kaya does have a darker brown than the regular brown. So I'm hoping that it's going to be the same brown, because I do like that deep, rich brown color on eyes. So again, another great choice, another perfect little detail, my taste. And I don't know if I've talked about her having freckles. I think I did, because I'm blabbing, blabbing, blabbing. But just in case you haven't seen them, let me show you again. So obviously Jenna Ortega has freckles, and so they would put that in the character design or the doll design. And I love the lip color they've chosen. It's a sort of, looks like a little bit of a shimmery magenta color. And so I just think the face comes together really well, like perfectly even for my taste. And in case you haven't noticed the necklace or haven't read about the necklace, I'm just going to show it to you here on this bottom picture. So this is from in the first season of the Netflix show. This is obviously coming out to promote the second season, which is about to hit Netflix soon. But in the first season, when Wednesday goes to school, her mom gives her this necklace with the pendant that can change from an M to a W. So M for Morticia, her mom's name, and then the W if she flips it upside down for Wednesday. And the doll's necklace has that same feature. So I think that's another wonderful detail where you're probably going to want it to have like in the W position, but it's still cool to know that you can change it just like the character does in the show. And that's not the only cool accessory she comes with. She also comes with a thing, a little a little dismembered thing hand, as you can see up there. So it's got the same scarring and the same, let's say, coloring probably as the thing from the TV show, which is such a cute little detail. I'm laughing because I never would have thought they would do a Wednesday Addams doll, but if I did really think it, I never would have thought they would put a little dismembered hand with it. But I like it, so that's like that's me. That's another praise thing. And then she comes with the two bags, her prana bags that she had in the first season. So I don't think this is based. I don't think they're coming back in the second season, but she does come with two of them, like to be held in one in each hand. But it does state clearly, at least from what I've seen, that these aren't meant to be opened. So I'm assuming what's going to be in there is not actually going to be water. It's going to be something solid, and that you can't untie the bags, or that you shouldn't untie the bags. So they're not meant for the piranhas to come out. But for me, it would be a prop. You know, like if I would imagine a lot of people would buy this doll and not even open her, because her box is so cool. So let me just scroll over to that, because I am a sucker for a nice designed window limited edition box, and she has probably one of the best, because it doesn't, there's no berry, there's no pink, there's none of that stuff that a lot of us collectors are sick of. This is definitely a collector's doll and an adult collector's doll, and I just feel it in every detail that they've done. Let me show you the back of the box, just again, just in case you haven't seen it yet. So I don't know if you need to read that, but it's not very clear in here anyway. So they have done so many wonderful details, and I'm still not done talking about them. Another thing that they did that's really cute is they painted her nails black. And as far as any of the dolls I've had, the only doll I have with officially painted nails is the Barbie doll, the first Barbie limited edition doll, and then her toenails are painted black as well. So it's paint, it's not stickers as far as I can tell. I mean, stickers would fall off anyway, so there wouldn't be a very limited edition of them now, would it? But the toenails don't need to be painted black, and they still did it anyway. And the reason I say they don't need to is because who in their right mind would take these amazing boots off? So if you probably see all the buckle details and the fake leather, faux leather. And I have a doll here who's similar. She's got similar boots, so I know how they're going to look in person. I know they're going to be really lovely and detailed. And I'm also a sucker for branding, and I'm hoping that this picture is going to go, like live. But just having this little scene that they've done is so, I'm going to say Halloween, even though it's July when this is coming, when the doll's being released. But I love Halloween-y stuff. I love horror stuff. So this is just an ideal doll for me. And I have to say, this doll, when I say how she's ideal for me, she almost feels like a personal attack, because I have quit collecting American Girl. But there are certain dolls I talk about on here, certain tastes of doll that I like, and I've actually talked about this specific character. And I'm going to make jokes that it's like, oh, they did this to entice me. And it is a joke. It is, I'm not actually that full of myself to think that they're going to watch my videos and be like, let's make this doll just for this one annoying guy who quit collecting our dolls. But I will make jokes about it because it is funny. And the reason I say it's funny with Wednesday is because I was once asked in a Q&A video, and this would have been last year at this point, so maybe like 7 or 8 months ago, one of the people asked, what would my dream collaboration be? And I don't remember exactly what I said. I know it was Wednesday, but I probably said, I don't think it'll ever happen, but my dream would be Wednesday. And I probably said Enid is her best friend, I believe, in the show. So at the time that I said that, it was probably a ludicrous thing to say. And I'd heard rumors, because there are always rumors, the Wicked dolls are coming and other things that would probably be unexpected, let's say, when you really think about it. But I feel like if Wednesday happened, anything can happen on one hand, but on the other hand, they really are thinking about adult collectors because the details in here are so adult catered, in my opinion, because I don't think that, I don't know how much Wednesday appeals to kids. She appealed to me when I was a kid, and I grew up more with the live action movies with Christina Ricci playing Wednesday and with, uh, I forget the name of the mother right now, Angelica Houston. That's name is all anyway. Angelica Houston played Morticia. So that was more the Wednesday Addams I grew up with, even though I did like the old black and white show too. But I was a weird kid. I can't say all kids are as weird now as I was back then. So I just don't know how much this would appeal to kids. So I really do feel like there's really, I've said this recently too with other releases that that other that they're trying to appeal to different demographics, kids, little kids too, with some of their questionable tastes, and then adult collectibles too. So to anyone who feels like American Girl is just doing too much of the pink, let's say, they're doing a lot of different things. So collect what you like and just bypass what you don't, and that's kind of how we show what we what is it, vote with your wallet or whatever. And so the other thing about this doll, because what I mentioned was that it is probably going to come to Amazon Canada. I don't know that for sure. And we probably won't know that for a few days anyway, because when the Barbie dolls, the Peaches and Cream Barbie dolls were released, there was no indication that they were going to be sold on Amazon, I don't think. And they showed up the day after, they showed up on Amazon Canada the day after they went live to all berry tiers, or whatever you would say. So there is a chance she's coming to Canada. And I've said with other releases, like, oh, if that makes it to Amazon, with the Clueless outfits, I said, if that makes it to Amazon Canada, I will buy it and I will do the unboxing and everything like that. But I do have to be careful with what I say on here, because I'm not saying that as a way to say, please help me, and then the reason I'm saying that is because I had so many people who were so nice and so lovely reach out to me or comment saying like they would help. And of course I appreciate that, but that's not why I'm saying that. I'm almost saying it as like a heads up. Like I say, never say never. But somebody did help me get the Clueless outfits. So I will do an unboxing. And the reason I'm saying that is because that person is likely going to help me get the Wednesday doll too. It's not for sure. It's like I'm still, on the cusp of, do I want it? Because it's a big doll, it takes up a lot of room. And it won't be the same stipulation that only if it makes it to Amazon Canada, because like I said, I have someone who is helping me in more ways than one when it comes to getting the merchandise, which I'll talk about a little bit more in the Clues unboxing video if when that comes around. So I think that might be all I need to say. It was going to be a quick one because there's not much. Oh, there's one little thing is I noticed a little picture that said shop the collection. And at the time I'm recording this, I already disclaimed in the beginning, I hope I did anyway, that I don't have, I'm doing this a little bit ahead of time. So if there's a collection that comes out, I have nothing to say about it right now because I don't know what this collection is. Or if that picture that I saw that says shop the collection was sort of error and there is no collection. The only collection is this doll. So I'm just saying, if there's more to it and I'm not talking about it, that's why. It's not that I'm ignoring it or whatever like that. It's just that I haven't seen it, but I have seen other things. So anyway, as I said before, with the whole Josefina mold being used over and over and over again, I've also said that it has been a slow year for releases, and I think it was the calm before the storm. Yes, we're still in the middle of the storm. We're still in the eye of the storm. So be prepared. And again, collect what you love and don't worry about the things you don't. And you may or may not see me unbox the Wednesday Addams doll. I'm not 100%. What would I say? I'm like 98%. No, I don't even want to go that high. But I'm saying I really might because I do love Wednesday Addams. And it does still go with the aesthetic of the rest of my collection. now I think I really have said everything. But it's just my way of saying, yes, because the person who's helping me when when we talked about helping me with other things, they said to me, welcome back to collecting. And that is not the case. It's like I can never be that collector again, but there may be certain things I was hoping would only be Claudia related. But, every once in a while, they'll probably suck me in. But I'm not saying that to get anybody's hopes up if they want to see an unboxing. So that's why I'm trying to be very clear when I speak, because I don't want to give anyone the wrong impression or sound like I'm begging for help. And that's really not what I'm doing when I say these things. I'm just trying to express my excitement about it, and then say there is a chance that I may collect it. That is all. So that was a lot of rambling, because it's like I have to be very careful what I say, because I know I can sound misleading, and I don't want it to be that way. That's all that was. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me in this rambling video once again, and I'll see you soon in the next one, because yeah, like I said, calm before the storm. So see you soon in the next one.